Another day, another trip.
Another day, another trip.
6:17 in the morning, about to head to Milan.
We at the bus station. 10 minutes and we'll arrive. Direzione Milano.
This is my first time going to Milano. I'm excited. I want to see Il Duomo, the very famous church. But even though I've never been to Milan, I have some kind of feelings about it. We'll tell you a little more about it on this trip. Just got off the bus. We're officially in Milano.
Yeah, we are going here.
At Il Duomo. What I'm amazed at is how quiet it is. We got off the train and for some reason I expected it to be super loud, and it is very, very quiet. So the story for us with Milan starts with our decision to decide to live together. We've been seeing each other from the US and Italy on and off for a while, and we decided last year that we wanted to actually be together. That required us, either me to move here or Elena to move to the US. And the original plan was for Elena to come live in the US, and that required her to get an extended visa. She had a ESTA, which is not quite a visa, it's kind of like the permission to stay in the country for I think 3 months.
Yes,
so she had that, but she wanted to stay a little bit longer, which required a different visa.
Yes, we decided our initial plan was me to move in and stay more than 3 months. So we decided to apply to touristic visa. So we were absolutely sure all my document was okay. Before I traveled multiple times on US, I prepared everything. I booked my appointment, and I came here first time to ask my touristic visa. In one of previous video, we did this game where we asked to guess song I sing. Who first guess this song? In one of next video, we will say hello. So this is the time. Dmitry Vlasenko, we say you hello from Milan. You were right. Song with Зеленоглазое такси. Ciao, привет.
Okay, so we have tickets to go into Il Duomo behind me. I'm really looking forward to going into this church. I've been wanting to go ever since Elena sent me a video, and I did a little research on this church, and it's amazing. We have about an hour, and I want some coffee, and I'm probably going to get in trouble for this, but some of the best cappuccino, I said coffee, I want a cappuccino. Some of the best cappuccino I've had has been in McDonald's. And you can laugh at me, and I love cappuccino, and I've had some amazing cappuccino, but there's a McDonald's real close here, and we're about to go get a cappuccino at McDonald's because it's probably fast, it's probably cheaper than some of these other places, and it is really, really good. And one thing I know about McDonald's is they're consistent, so if their cappuccino in Torino is good, then I'm assuming their cappuccino in Milano is also going to be good. Don't hate me.
Oh, stavo per cadere. We are going up on terrace on Duomo.
right, so we're about done on the rooftop of Il Duomo. For me, I count it as a huge privilege. This church is over 600 years old. It has had thousands and thousands of people working on it, and so much skill and time went into it, and we're just walking on the top. Super glad that we were able to come here, and I'm excited to go see what it looks like inside now. Alright, so we just finished inside Il Duomo. First thoughts after going up to the top and inside Il Duomo is I feel a little overwhelmed because the beauty and the amount of skill and time it took to build something like this, and they're still working on it to this day, is a little overwhelming, but also inspiring. And I love coming to places like this. I love going to art galleries. This is one of the things I love about Italy is there's so much beauty and art, both new and old. It's incredibly inspiring.
First time I came to Milan to ask my touristic visa, my long visa, and we were sure I will get. I went to consulate, I did all practice, I gave my documents, and after 4 minutes they denied my visa without explanation, without asking any questions. And this is after I already have been in US several times. I have my ESTA, I'm always was on time with my visa, in, out from country, and still I was denied.
In this gallery we can find beautiful mosaics which represent different cities of Italy, and we can find our city Turin, and it's most famous because their legend, you need to twist 3 times on Toro, and this is bring you luck, fortuna.
So because Elena was coming to the US anyway on her ESTA, to me I wasn't super worried because I thought, okay, she still has her ESTA, she still has time on it, she's coming to visit me. I wasn't super worried. She was going to stay with me for a few weeks, and I thought, okay, when you go home, you can just reapply for the B2. Maybe there was some paperwork she didn't have ready, and if that didn't work, our plan C was just reapply for the ESTA. All right, we've done a lot of walking. We've seen some pretty nice things. All we've had is a cappuccino, and it's almost 1 o'clock, so it's time to get something to eat. Okay, I got the super coletta, which is, for me, one of my favorite things is schnitzel. So it's basically like breaded pork, and this is huge. And Elena got the chicken with pasta and potatoes, but normally in Italy, like the portion sizes are pretty small. Not small, but like they're not as big as in the US, but you get like usually multiple plates. You get like prima, seconda, and so on and so forth. But this is definitely American size food. Yeah. Look how big this is.
So this is place where we had news we need to change our plan. This is a consulate of US, United States of America. The taller building behind me, this is a consulate of America. When I came there second time, after 6 weeks, we decided after first deny, I prepared everything. I prepared all documents better. We wrote letter, I print pictures, I was ready to make speech. I started to speak, to explain my situation, but I was stopped, and again, after 2 minutes, they denied visa. So we reached this very particular place, named Santuario di San Bernardino, alle Ossa. This church in the past was near to hospital, cemetery of hospital. In the past, at a certain point, there are no place for people who died, and they did this Ossario, place where they put bones. And they decided not to do only like storage of bones, but make decoration with bones of human. So after second deny, we still thought, okay, it's not a big deal. We have plan C. I can apply again and have ESTA.
So what we were originally going to do is wait for her current ESTA to run out because she only had a few more days. She was already back in Italy. She only had a few days left on the ESTA, like 10 days left on her ESTA, and she was going to wait until that expired. But before that, I looked online and I learned, oh, you can renew your ESTA. So this was about 3 months before her ESTA expired. So I had to finish some things at work, and she was doing things here in Italy, and we were just going to wait. And then as soon as her ESTA expired, she was going to reapply and then just come back to the US and just spend another few months with me and just try and help me gather things and get things ready. Then I saw a YouTube video that said that you don't need to wait for your ESTA to expire. You can just reapply even if you have an active ESTA.
Same day I tried to apply to ESTA. Unfortunately, there is a question. Have you ever been denied another type of visa? As soon as I put yes, I have been denied, appeared message. You can't apply to ESTA again. Almost for sure you will be denied to ESTA. So what we will do? Touristic long visa denied twice. ESTA I can't apply. And now we need plan D.
So this is our last stop here in our little gita to Milan. It's called the Castello Sforzesco. I knew nothing about Milano before coming here except for Il Duomo, and of course we visited that first. A nice surprise for me to come here and see this giant castle, fortress, palace.
This is one of most famous castle of Milan in general in Italy. Before it was castle, after it became residence of Herzog, after again Casarma, so barracks for some military, and now here is museum. This castle was built in 15th century. Francesco I Sforza asked to build for him because he became Herzog of Milan. Before here was an old castle, rest of old castle, and he asked to build for him this castle. And what particular of this castle? It's Francesco Sforza first called to work here for him Leonardo da Vinci. If I'm not wrong, Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo. They worked here in different times. this arch is Arch of Peace. Started to build Napoleon Bonaparte. But during this construction, he lost his power and was finished after time of Napoleon finished. In this time, in Italy was Austrian Empire. They finished to build this arch and decided to give it name Peace in honor because the time of Napoleon finished because Napoleon it's known to make a lot of wars. The finish of Napoleon era arrived peace. They decided to dedicate this arch to peace.
All right, so Plan D, we had two options. I quit everything and moved to Italy, or we are separated for another 8 months to a year. And obviously I'm here, so you know how that ended, but it wasn't quite easy to make that decision. So what we didn't understand is this is just what happened to us, okay? So don't take this to the bank. But, B2 visas, yes, they're long-term visas, but if you can get an ESTA, just get an ESTA and keep renewing that ESTA. But a B2 visa, as we found out, is much harder to get. And then once you get denied, it's harder to get the next one and the next one. And so now we're really concerned, like, well, now she can't get an ESTA, she can't get a B2 visa. So they do have something called the fiancé visa, where basically it allows for a person to come and be with the other person in the US for a long term. But that takes around 18 months to process. So basically that was our choice. Either wait another 18 months and be apart, especially because now she can't visit the US, so I could only visit her, or I leave much earlier than expected. And of course, that's the choice that I made. And it wasn't an easy one because, I had a good job. I didn't get to save as much as I wanted to save. I was in the middle of a project. I was up for promotion. And now I had to do everything by myself because originally Elena was going to come and help me pack everything, move. And then, of course, she was also going to come meet my parents, visit my family. And we just basically had all these plans that we were sure were going to work. And in a very, very short period of time, I had to quit my job, figure out my finances, figure out how I was going to get to Italy. And we weren't planning on doing everything on such an accelerated timetable. But at the end of the day, I don't want to say I was mad at Milano because, of course, it wasn't Milan's fault that Elena got denied her B2 visa. Of course, as a U.S. thing, my feelings about Milan were tied to her being denied. And so I wanted to come to Milan and make peace with Milan because obviously Milan has nothing to do with her getting her visa. Now that I've been here, this is absolutely beautiful city. Il Duomo was wonderful. This Arch of Peace behind me is amazing. We only spent a few hours here and we're about to head home, but I'm really glad that we came here. I'm looking forward to coming back and spending a lot more time.
In the end, the denial of my visa revealed good thing. We needed to change our plans, but we are together. We still have a lot to do. I still need to get my long-term visa. We will try again, but now we are married. Now we have another conditions. We will try, but important thing we are together. And I wanted to show to my husband this city, to change mood, to delete sadness and be here together. Remember what we lived. We are stronger than before. And we are keep going.
And with that, our time in Milano is basically over. Now we're just going to hike back to the train station and then hit a bus and head home. Thanks for joining us, and we have many more adventures coming, so we'll see you soon. Ciao.
Ciao.